thank you to IRENA and IOREC for giving a spotlight for this sector. One of the ways that the Hydro Empowerment Network utilizes a multi-actor approach is to really synergize the voice of the local practitioners. This is where the rubber meets the road. Persons like Vibhadur Gale who are actually making projects happen. So we work with donors, CSOs, academia, bringing all of these actors together with the end goal to empower practitioners on the ground. And this has involved supporting the formation of a local association in Myanmar called HPNET, the Hydropower Association for Community Empowerment in Myanmar. And we recently had done a case study of a newer model of microhydro. So it's called the Maymok Waterfall Project. It's about 20 kilometers from Hien. Any of you have heard of this northern part of Shan State in Myanmar. And Usain Tula is the developer, and I wish that he could have been here, but he asked me to present on his behalf. Usain Tula is a family of 4 brothers that have been doing mini hydropower. His father was also a developer, and they, as a family, have implemented over 150 projects ranging from pico to mini hydro. And most of these projects are community-owned and self-financed. The country, as you know, was in a bubble for 50 years, and there was no aid, nothing coming in. There was a banking system before that time, but these projects have been done with developers like Vibhadurji who really organize the community and help to make the projects happen. So most of these projects were community-owned, but in the last 8 years, Usain Tula has now started a cooperative-owned project. And so this project started out as a 30 kilowatt system where he was able to form a cooperative where he owns half of the shares, and that built the trust of the community to also become shareholders. And the project supplies electricity to 11 villages, which have close to 2,000 households. Currently, 600 households are connected to the 80 kilowatt project after it was upgraded. And it was able to be upgraded from the revenue generated from the 30 kilowatt, similar to Vibhadurji's. It's a phase-wise organic development process. And so these now 11 villages actually have more consumers wanting to connect and several productive end uses. So Usain Tula is working to develop the next phase up to 300 kilowatts. We actually, through IRENA support, we case studied this project, and we realized there were 4 different types of end uses. We have external enterprises like a coffee farm, poultry farm, telecom towers, petrol pumps. And then we also have village-based enterprises, silkworm breeding, large lettuce farm. All of these enterprises are using electricity to establish their processes now. There's a lot of plum. Mamal fruit is a local plum that's used to make wine. Nearly all the households ferment mama. If you go there, you see these big pits, and all of that water irrigation is coming from the microhydro project. There's a 24-hour health clinic, 2 of them, that can also deliver infants, and the clinic was not 24 hours before the microhydro. It's due to the microhydro that happened. And the households, nearly all households use electricity-based cooking. Frying pans, rice cookers, and some of these households have washing machines, etc. So similar to Vibhadurji, the developer has come up with a customized tariff system that incentivizes productive end uses, tariff and connection fee. So the connection fee is waived for shareholders. Most of the shareholders do productive end use, and then he uses that to subsidize residential tariff. And he has 7 of these cooperative-owned projects out of the 150 that he's done, and each one has a different tariff mechanism to incentivize more users and more end use. The project generates $3,000 a month, about, on average, and about $900 is used for operation and maintenance. One of his other projects was actually double in size, but similar. The revenue base is there, the cash flow is there. And so now we are supporting him to access local bank financing. This is a new concept, but we have local banks who are interested. And that's a picture of his power line in that village. So these are not hobby-type bamboo pole kind of projects, which often is a myth about Myanmar microhydro. There are such projects done by local households or families, but this is an established. He builds his own transformers, his own poles, his own penstock, his own turbines. And so as we move into the next panel, I just want to very 10-second highlight that, we look at 3 factors. Efficiency is what we call viability, getting the biggest bang from the buck. But when we look at equity, is everyone included? What are the social impact elements? And then we also, as a network, are focusing how do you replicate and scale? How do you have more projects like Burpak and the Memong Waterfall project? And we are realizing, thanks to many of the panelists here, that what kind of ownership, what kind of financing mode, management structures, and also, even within microhydro, you can have very high-quality microhydro that's not affordable, and you can have functional, low-cost microhydro. But if we step out of the hydro world, the economics of PV, solar PV, biomass, and hydro are all very different. So when we have discussions about financing, we should look at some of these elements.
Excellent. Thanks very much.